Initiative-based sales planning. What is it? What am I talking about? Have you ever tried anything like this? So if you're in sales, okay, now every company, every business owner has to do some involvement with sales, I believe. One of the most important things you could ever do is create an initiative, a very clear initiative for your sales pursuits, either on a month-by-month basis or on a quarterly basis or whatever basis. You need a timeline to implement an initiative in your sales career and in generating sales for your business. One of the biggest mistakes that I see salespeople make is having no direction. They enter each month hoping to get in front of whatever prospects they can get in front of and never really focusing their mind in on one or two niches, business types, and if your company offers a lot of products and services, then specific products that you want to create an initiative around pursuing, for that month or for that quarter or for whatever time frame. It's going to depend on your sales cycle. So what is initiative-based planning? Well, there's two kind of tools that you can use, and you have to create them, for yourself so that they work for your industry. But one is a sales planning tool, which every salesperson needs. So a sales planning tool, it helps you map out, what your financial goals in terms of sales are for that month. So a sales planning tool is going to just map out kind of the amount of sales you want to make in a month, how large your projected average close is going to be for that month or quarter, and then calculating out how many, based on an expected conversion rate, from lead to appointment and then from appointment to close, determining how many appointments you need to go on and how many closes you need to make that month in order to reach your sales goal for that month or for that quarter or whatever time frame your pursuit is in. So part one of the initiative planning process within sales is the sales planning tool. So you just need a plan going into your month or your quarter. You need to know exactly what your expectations are, in terms of how much you want to sell, and really try hard not to buy into the quota or budget or whatever your company calls it. Try not to buy into what the quota is, what they're expecting you to sell, and really just set a standard based on you reaching your full potential. I think it's really easy to allow a company to convince you of what your potential is because of the fact, we expect you sell this much every month. And eventually that gets imprinted in your mind and you start believing that that is your worth at the company. I am able to sell this much. That is my quota. That's what my manager is expecting me to sell. The problem with that is what? The problem is you're not setting your own standards. So one of the most important things about the sales planning tool, which everyone should be using some form of a sales planning tool where you map out what you expect to sell, your average close rate, your average close amount, your average close expected conversion rate and then expected close rate, and then calculating how many appointments and closes you need in order to reach that goal based on your average deal size. So the next step of this, after you have your sales planning tool mapped out, is the initiative planning tool. So the initiative planning tool maps out your initiative on it's the how. So the sales planning tool is the what being, what will I sell this month? That could be a dollar amount. That's the what. And then the how is, how am I going to reach that? And that's the initiative planning tool, right? So you use an initiative planning tool to map out what your initiatives are that month. And I say initiative with an S, initiatives, because you don't necessarily want to put all of your eggs in one basket. I think it's smart to pursue 2 initiatives, maybe even 3 a month, but not really more than 3, mainly because you're going to start spreading yourself too thin, and I believe prospects notice that. But the initiative planning tool is going to include what industries you plan on targeting. It's going to include, what products or services that your company provides. If you offer many different services, what products you want to push that month based on the industries you're targeting. Within this, you'd throw in, annual revenue, you'd throw in the employee numbers, you would throw in some specific criteria that's relevant to your industry. So if you're selling advertising, for example, you would throw in something like current advertising spend if you could find out that information. And what you do is you try to create a profile for your ideal customer, and through the initiative planning process, you're able to create a buyer persona for your perfect ideal customer. And then what you do after you have the initiative planned out is you go through and then you create a list based on that initiative, right? So you're only going to be targeting companies of this size with this many employees, investing in this, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Then after and the list can be created multiple ways, right? There's many websites you can use to create a list or to buy a list based on specific criteria. But you can also just outsource it and have a assistant create a list for you, which works really well. The next step is, after you've created your initiative list or had it created based on your initiatives for the month, based on your sales goals, then and only then do you create a custom tailored script for that initiative. And it's just unbelievable how much your hang-up rate goes down when you're speaking in industry relevance, in a very intelligent, calculated way with all of your prospects. They sense the commitment that you have to the initiative and to their business, and it really, really helps provide for much more meaningful conversations with your prospects, and it really helps you increase your close rate, because you come off more of like a trusted advisor than just some salesperson who has this pitch ingrained in his mind after years and years of selling something and never really becoming a consultant. And yes, I do understand this is more of a consultative sales approach, but make sure that whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or an individual sales rep or a sales manager, that you're aware of what initiatives you're pursuing in terms of generating more sales. What this will do is it will reduce the amount of time you waste being shut down by people that don't feel like you understand their needs. It'll help you achieve your goals faster, and it'll give you a sense of clarity and direction throughout every selling cycle, whether that be monthly, quarterly, annually. It depends on your sales cycle. But if you want to make large sales, you have to become an industry expert in whatever industry it is you're targeting. If you come off like you don't understand the business owner's industry, you will fail. And that's what initiative-based selling will do for you. So I hope that was helpful. Try and take away a couple of gems from this and implement them tomorrow. Best way to do it is to just leave a comment on this video, to reach out to me individually, or to reach out to a friend and share with them some of the ideas that you learned from watching this video, and then make a commitment that you're at least going to create a sales tool for yourself to map out your sales goals tomorrow. You're going to at least create an initiative plan for you tomorrow or tonight or whenever, right now, and just commit to it and write it down. And then think of additional ideas to focus your efforts from here forward in generating more sales, whether, again, sales rep, sales manager, business owner, entrepreneur, whatever. So I hope that this was helpful, guys. initiative-based selling. Expect some big stuff on this. I'm actually putting together a pretty exciting system that we all can use to help improve how much money we make and how much happier we make our customers. All right, I hope that this was helpful, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.